Yeah,
I'm
that
just
makes
thinking, yeah, I mean, the only problem is though, yeah, is that if he plays a back three of Walker, Stones, and Guehi, let's say,
sense. Hmm.
then who are you playing right wing back? Because it's either you're going to play Trippier right wing back, and then you might go Saka left wing back, which is
Which
unlikely to happen.
yeah,
You're not going to do
unlikely,
that?
but and you wouldn't play Trent right wing back
Ah,
because that's
no.
basically a midfield position with
Yeah, I hear it, but I think he's taken him as a midfielder, and I think it would kind of go against because why not just bring a Livramento or a Reece James? You know what I mean? That's what I
yeah.
would have done if you're going to play that formation. But I'll be surprised to see if he does play Trent there. And as I say, because if Walker plays as a right-sided centre back, then that means Trippier can play right wing back. But then who will play left wing? Because I don't think Saka's going to play left wing back. I can't see
Yeah.
that happening.
I
So
wouldn't be surprised at all with
mm,
Trippier left wing back and so Trent left
and
right.
Trent right wing back.
Yeah. I wouldn't be
Mm,
surprised. I don't expect it, but if it happens, wouldn't be shocked
yeah, 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 yeah. That's you know
because
what I didn't really take that into account. But yeah, I mean, it would be surprising for me if he does that. But I suppose
because
it's another option in it.
yeah, because now with a back four, we expect Trippier to be left back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Walker right back, you think so in the midfield. And then
Mm.
you can't play a midfield of Declan Rice, Drew, then Trent. So that's why
I
I
think I
think
think I think that's what he's going to play.
I think that's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. I do.
Unless he goes for a diamond, because then he could put Trent on the right side of the midfield. He
Mm.
Declan Rice, he could put Jude Bellingham as the number 10, and who would he play on the left side?
But that means you're
Oh,
taking out either Saka or Foden.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm. What and go two up top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe he
yeah.
could play Foden at the 10 and Jude with the striker.
Well,
Yeah, but it's a mess, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. Like I mean, I don't want to see that personally, but um, I think we have to get to grips that Bellingham obviously is going to play, and it's just whether he plays in the 10 or he plays. I mean, I can't see him playing deeper in midfield. I
No,
think he's
exactly.
going to play in the 10. I think Southgate's made it pretty clear by giving him that number 10 shirt as well, which
Yeah.
I don't like seeing. But yeah, yeah, I can't stand it personally, but I think he's gonna play. Um, I think for this first game, I think he's gonna play the Trent, Bellingham, and Rice with Kane, Foden, and Saka. And I think if they don't lose the game, I see him sticking with it. But if they don't win the game, I think he changes it, and I think the one change he'll probably do would be taking
Sure.
um, Trent out and then putting in either a Gallagher, because I think Gallagher is the replacement for Henderson for his legs.
Yeah.
And then I think you might play him in there. And then you might see a Foden get dropped, and then you might see Gordon come in probably.
Yeah, yeah, Gordon as
You
well.
know, um,
But that
but yeah,
midfield, Trent, Rice, and Drew, that's a terrible midfield.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think Trent is a midfielder, to be fair, or not that, or at least not a very good midfielder.
Yeah, I think he's in the squad because of his delivery. I think it's safe to say.
Probably,
Um,
exactly. But then you have Trippier, who
yeah,
has a very good delivery on him as well.
yeah, but I think Trent's delivery is probably superior to Trippier. But Trippier's a better defender.
In open
Yeah.
play, for example.
Yeah, I'll probably say both. I think Trent probably overall has got a better delivery
If not
um,
pieces
from set pieces as well.
as well. Okay.
That's the only reason I can see him in the squad because when you're not playing him as a right back and you're playing him as a midfielder, you're just getting him in because of his standing for Liverpool, and
Yeah,
and that,
exactly.
and that's the problem, and you're kind of missing out a player that can actually play in midfield and contribute. So and the fact of the matter is, if they play up against one of the top teams, if they get through to the later rounds, we all know that Trent's not going to be starting in that midfield.
Yeah, no, he can't. He can't. I don't, I'm
Yeah,
not even sure he would start today, to be fair,
mm,
because it's man, that England squad.
yeah,
Because it's a good generation of English talent, to be fair, but somehow the squad isn't good.
yeah. Uh, I think there's players that he didn't take, i.e. Grealish. I think Grealish was a must to go,
Yeah,
but
Grealish is a good player.
I think
Oh, and there's Cole Palmer as well that we forgot.
yeah, I'll start Cole Palmer on the right hand side ahead of Saka.
Oh, 100%. It's not even
Yeah,
close to be fair. Yeah, but that's the thing with English. They're always politics as well. So that's
yeah,
annoying. I
mm,
would take Cole Palmer, 100%. 100%.
yeah.
Would you play Wharton? Do you expect him to play Wharton?
You know what? I like Walton, yeah, but I think Walton's in the same boat as Kobe Minu. I think
Yeah,
Kobe Minu is ahead of Walton in my opinion because he's more experienced at a young age,
yeah,
in the England team as well. And I think Walton's more or less coming for the experience. I think Conor Gallagher will play ahead of Walton.
mm,
Trent's been given 8, so it looks like he'll be playing ahead of Walton. And the same with Kobe. So I think the only way you're going to see Walton getting game time is if England happen to win both of their first games, their first and second game. And then
yeah.
if he wants to kind of rotate, you might see Walton come off the bench and get like 20 minutes. Um, that's what I can see happening. I think Walton's a good player, but again, it's I think if you're bringing Walton, you to take up a place of someone else that probably more likely is going to start. I think
Yeah.
you have to be starting someone like Walton if you're going to bring him, because otherwise, what's the point? Unless you're
What's the
just doing
point?
it to try and appease certain fans or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I do think he's a good player, but I don't think he's going to get much game time in my opinion.
I'm
Um,
very curious now that we're talking about it. I'm really,
yeah,
I don't know what to expect, to be fair. Because it's not like it's not as if Southgate is some great tactician, so we could get it very, very wrong.
yeah,
And it wouldn't be our fault.
yeah. There you there you go, there you go. But I think yeah, Southgate's obvious what he's going to pick. You know what I mean? Even the strikers. You know, for me, Ollie Watkins is not an international striker, but Ollie Watkins is purely going off of his form
Villa.
for Villa. Yeah, and I think Ivan Toney for me comfortably is second choice to Harry Kane. You know, I'd even give Ivan Toney a bit more game time, because we all know what obviously Kane's going to offer.
Yeah.
But in a sense, he could have, not taken Ollie Watkins and brought another midfielder or another fullback. I would say
Left back.
left back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean Jarrod Bowen going. I don't really get that one because Bowen's behind both Saka and Cole Palmer, and then
Yeah.
Foden can play out there as well. So
Exactly.
I don't understand the Jarrod Bowen one. Again, it's just someone that's had a good season, but unless you're gonna be using them, like I don't really see the point, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I hear it. And this is why, but then again, doesn't make
yeah,
sense. You're right. Because
mm,
this is why I was thinking about the back three with a front two, just
yeah,
because of the striking options. Because he
mm,
did it in the past, and then you have two strikers. You at least want three strikers and
mm,
someone that can, because injuries can happen.
yeah,
If you bring only two strikers, and let's suppose Harry Kane gets injured first game, then you
mm,
have only, two, for example, for the rest of the tournament. It's a bit light.
yeah,
But then again, it doesn't make sense to have Gordon and Bowen if you don't intend to play with wingers.
yeah. I think Gordon will get more game time than Bowen because I think
Yeah, that's
Gordon basically is the Rashford replacement in terms of like getting in behind. For me, Eze would be starting all day long, but
yeah, that's
Eze
well.
Eze's only gonna get game time when the game's tight and they're relying on someone to make something happen. You know,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
if they're chasing the game. But yeah, it's they've got good options, but again, I think when they play against the top teams, I can see them coming unstuck.
exactly. And it's not an experienced team
Yeah,
at international level because Harry
mm,
Kane, yes, you could,
yeah,
for example, Kai Walker, uh,
Stones,
Foden,
mm,
Trent, Stones, exactly.
mm.
but the rest of them are not really used to this level. If you compare to France with Griezmann, for example, and
Yeah,
Kante,
top player, man. Top player.
top players,
Mm.
and even the young players for France, they just won two Champions League in 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's not really the same. Like Phil Foden is
Mm.
very young, but Phil Foden is like an experienced, seasoned player. It's not the same. But Gordon
Yeah.
isn't, Watson isn't, Palmer had a great season. I think he's a great talent, but
Yeah.
you can't really expect him to be the guy to drag the team out of misery if things go
Mm.
badly.
Mm. I
Tony
agree.
as well. Tony is a good player. I like him, but
Mm.
him, Gordon, Watkins, Jared Bowen as well.
Yeah.
Think it lacks a bit of. Just look at the even Croatia. Like Kovacic is an experienced Champions League player. Modric, you don't need to speak about him.
Yeah.
Uh, Italy as well. Like you look at Jorginho and Barella. They're players that are used to play with. Like
Big
I
games,
don't know
yeah.
exactly. Did you watch Italy yesterday? By the way.
I watched them. There's a guy that played for them, yeah, Calafiori.
Yeah, yeah, the centre half.
Yeah, because the thing is, some one of my friends, I was talking to him, and he told me there's a guy that's Chelsea are that they're looking at, and I didn't see too much of him. But he told me like he's good at stepping into midfield, and that's the
Yeah,
first time I see him play. And at first I thought he must be right-footed because Bastoni's playing, and Bastoni's left-footed. And then I see Bastoni playing on the right hand
on
side,
the right. Yeah,
and Calafiori, yeah, he looked promising to be fair. But
looked good. He looked good.
um, that Italy team though, you know what? I don't really rate that Italy team, but for some
Ah,
reason, I can see them getting quite far. I don't know why.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, man. You know what? I agree and I disagree with you. I actually rate that team.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And yeah, because you know what? I would just like I said earlier, I would never bet against the Italians. Like
Mm,
they just get stuff done. Like even
yeah,
when they are underdogs, like it's not a country that chokes under pressure. Never. Very, very rarely.
mm,
And they know what it is to win international football. They know like how to win at that level. They know how to be compact. They know how to be structured. Italy never produces wingers, and so they play with a back three. So they
yeah.
know their
True.
strength. You know what?
Mm,
So they know their strengths. They
mm,
know their weaknesses. They produce good midfielders and they produce good center halves. So now
yeah.
you have yesterday like Jorginho and Barella just running the show with the center
Mm,
halves running the show as well. I say, you know what? They know what they're about. And this is the problem I have with England. They don't really know what they're about. England should go with two up top and put balls in.
do you think?
Just because that's what England is traditionally good at. You have
Yes.
good
Okay.
wingers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to be aware of your strengths and weaknesses. You can't
Yeah.
try to come in and play like techie football if you don't have the thinking for it or the brain for it. Like you
Yeah.
can see
Yeah.
Spain. You don't need to coach Spanish teams to let them have the ball. They will always
Mm,
have the ball.
yeah.
And Italy, I don't know, man. And those midfielders, Barella, Jorginho, those are my type of players, man. Just
Yeah, no, do you know what? Barella's a very good player. I mean, his finish was yesterday was good.
class.
But you know what? You made a good point there, because I didn't really look at it like this too much. I think the way that England set up, they set up as if they are that team in terms of like a Spain. But
Yeah,
really, the whole England philosophy is wide wingers putting the balls in the box. But I think
exactly.
England will never do that because
They
they
want
think they're better than that.
exactly. They want to look a certain way.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't
And
really, I didn't really look at it like that because they look at the players that they've got. They could play that way if they really wanted to. Just put a left foot on the left hand side, a right foot on the right hand side, and just get balls in the box. But
exactly, big compact, proper
yeah,
fullback, proper wingers.
yeah,
You could play a 4-2-3-1, for example, and play Jude in the 10. So you could play basically as a second striker, or it's almost a front two.
yeah,
But at least, I don't know, do what you think you're good at. Up and down, up and down. I like that.
mm,
Because I think
yeah,
it's on. And international football, you don't have time to coach.
yeah,
So this is why the international football, usually the teams that win are either defensive, very organized, compact team, or
mm,
generational team, like that have just so much talent in a very small period that you don't see that for another 25 years. Like for France, for example, it happened in 98 and it happened in 2018. But the talent they had in that team was ridiculous and they were compact.
mm,
Italy, always the same thing. Or Germany when they won in 2014. Like that was a proper German team class. And then they
yeah,
had a very tough period. And now all of a sudden, the talent is coming back. but you need either like just things. You need luck, basically. The talents
Yeah,
all come at the same time, or you need to be very, very like compact,
solid. Yeah.
solid. You don't have time to coach. You can't work on patterns. So you don't have that much time. You don't have. It's
Mm,
not club football. The things that Pep and Klopp and De Zerbi they do at club level, you can't do that at international level. You just don't have the time.
yeah.
So
No,
that's
you're
why I
right.
get.
You're right. You're right. I mean, I think looking at the defenses so far in this tournament, I mean, you look at Germany got Rudiger, Jonathan Tah, Kimmich.
Yeah,
That middle stack looks quite good as well. Because I thought David Raum, who plays for Leipzig, I thought he might have started, but Mittelstadt started and he looks quite good.
look
And then
good.
you look at Spain. Spain shocked me to be fair, because I didn't
Yeah,
expect Robin Lenormand to start with
yeah,
Nacho. I thought
yeah,
Laporte might have played.
yeah. Same, same.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know
then obviously you got Danny
I don't.
Carvajal, solid.
Carvajal is just a great player at this point.
Yeah, I think he's underrated, Carvajal. I think because he's so good, you
Exactly.
expect him just, you know what I mean? He goes under the radar, but he's a top fullback. And then you look at Holland. Holland have got Ake, Van der Ven, Van Dijk, De
Right.
Vrij, De Ligt. You know what I
Dumb
mean? So
spring one, yeah.
yeah, I think if anything, if you look at the defenses, I think England collectively might have the worst, one of the worst out of the top teams.
Yeah, 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 exactly. This is why
Yeah.
when I saw the odds of winning the tournament, I don't know
Mm,
which England was like favorite at 19.1% and France second. I'm like, if you look at just for example, just the
yeah.
squad with that selection that Southgate made isn't better than Portugal's squad because I don't expect Portugal to do great things, but talent-wise, they are very, very much
Oh
stacked.
yeah, yeah.
They have
They're
a lot
stacked
of
in
players.
players. Yeah. Mm,
And it's France as well.
yeah.
Can never rule them off. Germany, like you said, the Netherlands as well, Holland. And it just, you know, not that convincing. It's not
Mm,
that convincing. And the defense, especially, they don't have a left back. So that's terrible.
yeah.
So I
I
don't.
think it's poor what he's done, really. To bring one left-footed defender, like I don't understand the thinking there, because if Trippier or Walker was to get injured, they're in trouble, because Luke
Yeah,
Shaw has said he's not really match fit, and then that means you're gonna have to play Trent right back. So or
exactly.
Konza can play right back as well, but again, Konza's inexperienced at this level.
Exactly. It's a risk.
Yeah, so I don't know what the thinking was behind that, but we're gonna see anyway. But did you happen to catch the Germany game?
A bit. I watched a bit. I watched the second half, most of the second
Yeah.
half.
Did you see Fulkrug's finish?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was that was a hit and a half.
Do you know what? Yeah, he caught that sweep. I'm telling you, it was a great
Yeah,
finish.
that was a mean hit.
Yeah, like the way he struck that, like he caught that, like there's no one's gonna save that.
No, exactly.
But I think with Germany, as I mentioned in one of my earlier streams before, I think if you can get Musiala and Florian Wirtz, if you get them two working, they're going to take some beating, because I look at Rudiger and even Jonathan Tah as well.
Yeah,
They complement each other well, because Rudiger's the aggressor and Jonathan Tah, I think, is an aggressor as well, but
yeah.
he's taking a back seat to Rudiger and can
Rudiger.
clean up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then
100%.
they've got obviously Kimmich as well, who can play midfield. I mean, Ilkay Gundogan. The fact that
100.
Man City let him just go like that is a
And they
massive
struggled
mistake.
without him. They
Huh?
struggled. They
Yeah,
struggled
yeah,
without him.
big time, big time. So he's one of the best players in the world,
Yeah,
Gundogan.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. He's just a class act, man, all
he
around.
is. He is. But
Tony Cruz as
Musiala.
well.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
he's different, Musiala. And then even I mean Kai Havertz. I mean, for me, Kai Havertz is a weird one, but I think because Kai Havertz can link the midfield with the attack probably better than what Fulkrug can.
yeah.
That's why he probably gets in the team ahead of Fulkrug. But I think Fulkrug showed, if he gets a chance, he's going to finish it. And
Yeah, he did.
yeah, I think they've got a good balance there. And then you got Leroy Sané as well. I mean, to
He
be
had a
fair,
poor,
huh?
he had a poor cameo when he came on, but this he's still a
Yeah,
good
I
player.
thought that. Do you know what? I'm a bit disappointed in Sane, because Sane for me, it was meant to be en route to being one of the best players in the world. And
Yeah,
I don't know what's
100%.
happened to him, whether he's fallen out of love of football or there's injuries. But to me, he seems to be playing within himself, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't look fit as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
He looks like he's not as fast, as quick as he used to be with, because that season with City when they won the with 100 points,
with him and Sterling. Oh.
bro. That I watched the highlights. I think Kevin De Bruyne was absolutely stunning that season. The some of
It
this,
was, it was.
but then I
Mm,
look at Sane, bro.
yeah,
Some of he was contender for player of the season and
yeah.
clear. And you have him, you have and David Silva. Of course, David Silva was always class.
Mm,
But
yeah,
yeah, I was a bit disappointed with Sane as well,
yeah.
especially that season with City, man. A left-footed player on the left that does
Mm,
that. It just United fans, we love that. Just
yeah,
bring back the memories. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, but personally, I prefer the inverted, if I'm honest.
yeah,
But yeah, when they had him and Sterling on the flanks with Aguero up top and De Bruyne and David Silva, yeah, they were devastating. And
yeah, it was a
as I
problem.
said, I think the fact that Sane now, I mean, obviously him going to Bayern Munich, obviously top club, but the fact that he's on the bench and he's on the bench really for Musiala and Wirtz,
Yeah,
um, I think he has to look at himself and think, how's that really happened? Because he
yeah.
was meant to be like the golden boy in a sense before.
But now those are the the golden
They're the,
boys.
they're the golden boys, yeah. And he's
Yeah,
he's he's someone that's gonna come on and have an impact, or try and have an impact, which to me is a bit of a it's annoying. So I think Sane is a top player, but unfortunately, yeah, he's kind of missed the boat. I think in that sense.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah, but you know what? I was watching the Spain game, Spain and Croatia,
Yeah.
and you know what? Yeah, I think it's weird for me